Well, TGIF and President Biden may be one other person who's relieved it's Friday, especially after the week he's had. The president was met with a number of challenges on a variety of fronts this week. House Republicans opened an impeachment inquiry aimed at charging him with high crimes and misdemeanors. There are concerns over his advancing age, and those concerns grew louder when a respected columnist at the Washington Post joined the chorus of voices saying Biden is too old. His son Hunter was indicted on federal gun charges yesterday, making him the first child of a sitting president to face criminal charges. And as the economy remains in pretty good shape, he now has to deal with the first ever strike of the United Auto Workers against all three automakers, something many economists fear may tip the economy into more choppy waters. Add to that rising gas prices and a looming government shutdown. Well, things are challenging. NewsNation political editor Chris Stirewalt joins me now. Chris, it's been a pretty bad week.
Yeah, the Greek word agonistes, right, where everything is the reverse Midas touch. Everything is pain, everything is struggle. And for Biden, this comes with real frustration because what he and his team want to say is, look at all the things that we've done. Look at all the accomplishments. Look at everything we said that we did that you said we couldn't. And the offensive is going better in Ukraine. All the things that they'd like to talk about. But that's not where Democrats' heads are right now. Democrats are thinking about their anxieties that they feel about Joe Biden's age. They see it in the polls. They see it in everything. And when you see a moment like he had in Hanoi, when he struggled to, when he said he was time to go to bed, that makes it worse.
Listen, I know that Joe Biden reads David Ignatius and respects David Ignatius, a Washington Post columnist in his 70s, by the way, who wrote a column this week saying, you know what, I think Joe Biden's done a great job in this first term, but I think Joe Biden should not run for re-election. I am told, and I'm curious what you've heard, that this really got under his skin.
Yeah, and Biden, as you know, has a temper.
Yeah.
And he doesn't like this. And part of the reason that they're in such difficult straits when it comes to Hunter Biden is that Joe Biden couldn't listen to the people in his administration and around him who were saying, you have to do something about this. You can't have him staying at the White House. He can't be at state dinners. You can't do this stuff. And Biden got mad and he got stubborn because Biden prides himself on his stubbornness, right? He likes being a tough Irish guy who sticks in there and does all that. The problem that Democrats hoping that Biden might step aside have is, as you push, Biden pushes back and he resents it. And he would tell you, if he could be honest about it, he would say, well, who you got, right? Kamala Harris, she can't do it. Gavin Newsom, he can't do it. Nobody else can do this. It's going to be me. And it's very difficult when the person who is the sitting president of the United States has strong feelings about that. There are very few people around him who are going to keep telling him the hard facts when it makes him upset.
But do you think, Chris, I mean, my gosh, with the twin developments this week of the impeachment inquiry and Hunter Biden's felony charges, you know, the intersection there is Hunter Biden. And I heard Franklin Foer, who just wrote this big book on Biden, say on Chris Cuomo's show last night, the problem with Hunter Biden is nobody's ever told him no. You know, no, you can't get a job with Burisma where you're clearly marketing on the Biden name. No, you can't keep like the first time he called him at a business dinner and said, hey, Dad, how's the weather? He should have said, son, don't ever do that again. No, you can't come on, you know, on Air Force One with me on this trip. No, you can't come to the state dinner. Now that this is all reaching such a serious inflection point, do you think he will finally switch? Do you think we will no longer see Hunter Biden? Do you think that, you know, he'll give an interview and try and clear the air once and for all about what happened?
Hunter Biden has to go away, right?
Yeah.
And the selfishness of Hunter Biden is really, it is beyond, right? We can talk about the deal that Jared Kushner did after he left the Trump administration and all of the dubious things that the Trump kids did. So I don't want to say that this is a Joe Biden or Hunter Biden alone thing. Obviously, this is one of the sad forms of corruption that's really common in American public life. But Hunter Biden owes his dad a lot. because he took advantage of being the then vice president's son. He made that money. He did those things. If Hunter Biden thinks that he's going to try novel legal theories to avoid prosecution on gun charges, if he thinks that he can somehow get through where he is now and avoid pleading guilty and making this go away, that would be the greatest act of selfishness yet.
Thanks so much for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.